Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I want to thank you all for coming. As you probably heard, a severe winter storm is headed our way. Present predictions are almost 6 inches of snow. The storm is expected to produce winds of 50 miles an hour, creating blizzard conditions, followed by bitterly cold temperatures. We're here today to discuss our preparations for this weather. I want to acknowledge a few folks who will be leading our response teams. Ted Berger, Executive Director, the Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security. Sis Killen, Superintendent, Department of Transportation and Highways. Ed Tully of the Maintenance Bureau of Transportation and Highways. Bilkis Jacobs L., Director of our Department of Facilities Management, and Dr. Trevor Lewis, Chair of Emergency Medicine, Cook County Health. We appreciate all of you standing here, ready to serve, and look forward to hearing from you shortly. Given the severity of the predicted storm, we wanted to assure our residents that we're doing all we can to ensure your safety, and we want to provide folks with information so you're able to keep yourselves and your families safe. First and foremost, if you don't have to travel during this storm, please don't. I recognize that many people have last-minute shopping to do in advance of the holiday weekend, but the easiest way to avoid the dangers of the storm is to stay home if you possibly can. For those who can work remotely, we encourage you to do so. For everyone else working or commuting during this storm, here are a few of the things we're doing to make you safer. The county's Department of Transportation and Highways will closely monitor our roadways and work hard to keep them clear. Even with their hard work, however, drivers need to pay close attention to the road. Conditions can deteriorate rapidly and unexpectedly, so we encourage drivers to keep an emergency first aid kit in your cars. We also want to relay that with the temperatures expected to dip into the single digits in the coming days, municipalities across Cook County are opening warming centers. If you do not have adequate heat in your homes, we ask you to seek one of these shelters. Ted Berger will provide you with more information about those in just a moment, and I'll turn it over to Ted to give us an update. And I would ask that each person introduce the person that follows them. Ted.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you all for participating in today's winter storm briefing. Madam President, thank you for your leadership. To my county department colleagues, thank you for your partnership. As you are all aware, winter weather can have some of the most crippling effects to our county, posing a great deal of danger to our residents and even impacting the services that we provide. The National Weather Service is calling for a winter storm event in coming days to include not only significant snowfall, but also high winds, the potential for blizzard or blizzard-like conditions, followed by several days of low temperatures with extremely dangerous wind chills. Taken alone, each of these impacts would represent a significant weather event for our region. However, taken together, the conditions are taking shape for a dangerous winter storm. The event anticipated in coming days across Cook County is made even more impactful given that it is likely to represent our first significant snowstorm of this winter season, and that many residents and visitors will be traveling across the region for the upcoming holiday. Bottom line, please consider this a dangerous winter storm event. Be ready, be cautious, and be prepared. The Cook County Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security has been working with our coordination partners throughout the week, ensuring that county agencies are ready and that county services can be delivered safely. The Cook County Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security stands ready to support the 135 municipalities within Cook, providing information and resources to assist communities in need. We anticipate a partial activation of the county's Emergency Operations Center to monitor impacts and the potential for resource requests from our municipal partners. As we go forward today, I would like to share some reminders to be ready, be cautious, and be prepared. First, be ready. Take the time now to fill prescriptions, gas tanks, and put together an emergency kit for both your home and your car. Second, be cautious. Reconsider travel plans and activities that put you at increased risk. Third, be prepared. Be prepared to monitor and adjust your schedule or your plans to accommodate the changing conditions. In the event of power outages due to the inclement weather, Cook County residents who lose power can seek shelter at various warming centers throughout Cook County. That information can be found by visiting www.cookcountyil.gov. You can also opt in to our Alert Cook text messaging system for updates, texting Alert Cook to 888-777 to opt in and receive the latest alerts and information from Cook County government. As we move forward, please continue to monitor forecasts, and please remember to check on loved ones, the elderly, neighbors, and take extra care with pets during this time. Limit your time and your pet's time outdoors. We'll now hear from Superintendent Sis Killen. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you, Ted.
Good morning.
Thank you, Madam President, for your dedication to the residents of Cook County. I would also like to thank Maintenance Chief Ed Tully and his team for their work to prepare for this storm. Ensuring that the residents of Cook County are prepared ahead of the winter season is crucial, especially with the holiday weekend upon us. The winter storm is going to bring blizzard-like conditions with wind speeds as high as 55 miles per hour. Whiteout conditions from blowing snow and flash freezing are very likely possibilities. These factors will make travel incredibly difficult and possibly dangerous. With that said, and as you've heard already today, we strongly encourage residents to stay off the roads if they do not need to be out. Our crews are going to be working diligently to monitor conditions and keep the roadways as clear as possible. But what we must understand with this particular event, the high winds are going to cause blowing snow. And even after the snow has stopped, it is possible that sections of roadway that we have already cleared will be covered quickly once again. We want to remind residents to please give our plows plenty of room to operate as they mobilize to clear the snow beginning tomorrow. The safest spot on the road is a safe distance behind that plow that is clearing it. Please do not try to pass the plows and do not crowd the plows. Our dedicated drivers will be working around the clock, putting in long hours, and will be out in all of the county's 4 maintenance districts until the roads are completely clear so that our residents can get to their destinations safely. Our top priority during snow and ice season is to ensure that everyone is able to travel safely on county-maintained roads. If you must travel during the storm, please ensure that your car has at least a half a tank of gas and your cell phone is charged. We also encourage you to have basic safety items in your vehicle should you find yourself stuck. These items include a shovel, a windshield scraper, and a small broom, road salt or cat litter to provide traction, a tow chain or rope, jumper cables, emergency flares and reflectors, a flashlight with extra batteries, water and snacks, extra hats, socks and gloves, blankets, first aid kit, and necessary medications. We will be providing updates as necessary via Twitter at Cook County Gov and through Alert Cook. You can sign up to receive these texts by texting Alert Cook, which is all one word, to 888-777. Thank you in advance for working with us and doing your part to enable our crews to do theirs. It is now my pleasure to introduce Bilkis Jacobs-L, Director of the county's Department of Facilities Management. Bilkis?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Bilkis Jacobs-L, Director of Facilities Management for Cook County. I'm grateful to President Preckwinkle and my colleagues here for their efforts in ensuring the safety of our residents. Our department is fully stocked with equipment, supplemental services, and salt to meet the building snow removal demands around all Cook County facilities. We'll have staff clearing building grounds, parking lots, ramps, driveways around the clock as soon as snowfall begins. We expect buildings to be cleared so employees and residents can access courts and other facilities throughout the snow event. We caution the public to be aware of surroundings and traverse carefully when walking and driving in the lots. Entrants to county buildings should give themselves extra time so they can drive and walk carefully and deliberately on wet surfaces. The forecasts show visibility may be low due to blowing snow and blowing wind, so we recommend traveling slowly. We are here to ensure that everyone can access essential county services. I now turn it over to Dr. Trevor Lewis from Cook County Health. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the kind introduction. Thank you to President Preckwinkle et al. For inviting me here today. So what I'd like to talk about today is our preparation and things to do in this cold weather. Obviously in the emergency department we'll see a lot of illnesses and injuries, especially during these cold days. So just give people a little idea on three things. One, cold exposure, which we'll talk about a little bit. Two, the dangers of snow shoveling. And three, carbon monoxide poisoning. So first and foremost, if you have to go out in this weather, as we talked about before, the best thing to do is stay at home. A lot of people can't do that, so be prepared when you go out. If you have to dress for the outside, what you want to do is wear layered clothing. There's a layer of insulation between each of those layers, which will help you. Things that we want to look for too are signs of frostbite. So if you're out and about, the first things that are going to get cold are your fingers, toes, and your ears. So what you want to make sure is that you have gloves on and that you have a hat on. And these extremely cold temperatures coming up, you could be outside without a glove on in a matter of 5 minutes, get frostbite of your hand. So you have to be prepared. What you want to look for is if you're out and about and you start to feel some pain, some burning or numbness in your fingers, your toes, what you want to do is get inside immediately. These are signs of frost nip or frostbite. What you can do to treat the symptoms is remove any wet clothing, wet shoes, wet socks, wet gloves. And then what you want to do is warm up those fingers and toes. You can do that with a warm washcloth or towel, but not hot water. Other thing to think about too is just cold exposure. When you're out and about and especially working, your body is working incredibly hard to keep up with these cold temperatures. Listen to your body. If you start to shiver, that's what your body does to try to raise its temperature. So if you're profoundly cold or shivering, this is a time to get inside, get off any wet clothing, and warm up. The next thing that I want to talk about is snow shoveling. And we actually see an unfortunate rise in heart attacks with snow shoveling and with heavy snow. The rationale for that is you're going to get decreased blood supply to the heart during these cold weather days, and it's a very strenuous exercise to shovel snow. So be smart if you have to. One, take frequent breaks between and hydrate while you're shoveling. Two, try to blow snow or push it to the side as opposed to lifting it up straight. Lift with your legs, not with your arms. You want to decrease that work output on your body so you stay safe. If you start to experience any nausea, chest pain, shortness of breath, those could be signs of a heart attack. Stop shoveling immediately and seek medical care. And then the last thing I want to touch on is just carbon monoxide poisoning. So unfortunately, during these very cold days, people will sometimes resort to using their stovetop or their oven as a heating source. Without adequate ventilation, you can have problems with carbon monoxide poisoning. It's an odorless gas. You won't know it's happening. So smart things to do going forward is if you have carbon monoxide detectors, make sure there's a battery in the detector and it's ready to go. Refrain from using these heating sources. And if you're inside and you have a space heater and you start to feel that you're having a bad headache, very nauseous, these could be signs of carbon monoxide poisoning. Please get out of the area, get your family out of the area and seek medical attention. In closing, I'd just like to say the Emergency Department at Cook County Health is open 24/7. We treat a variety of injuries, and we're always open and welcome to see patients who need help during these next few days. And please stay safe. Thank you.